Okay, I'm not gonna lie, for this project you do need quite a bit. You need a dark pink yarn, a light pink yarn, black, white, blue, red, and pink velvet. Felt, did I say velvet? Felt, stuffing, end hook, H hook, darning needle, scissors, brown marker, fabric glue, and pins. You also might need a stitch marker if you have one, but if not, you can just use yarn. So if you have all this, let's get ready and let's get started. Haha, can't talk. Okay, so to start, we are just going to be creating a magic ring with 6 single crochet inside and then tighten up the magic ring. And then we are going to go straight into the next stitch. Into the first stitch and place 2 single crochet in each stitch around. Whenever I am finished, I will meet you back. You should have 12 stitches. Now we are going on to our second round and we are going to place 2 single crochet into the first stitch and 1 into the next, 2 single crochet into the following, and then we are going to repeat this pattern all the way around. Whenever you are finished, you should have a total of 18 stitches, and I will meet you back. Now we are going to place 2 single crochet into the first stitch and then 2 into the following stitches. After you are finished with this round, you should have 24 single crochet. Whenever I am finished, I will meet you back. Okay, now we just placed our 24th stitch. Now we are going to do 2 single crochet into the first stitch and a single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Whenever I am finished, I will meet you back, and you should have a total of 30 stitches when you are done. Okay, now that we have our 30 stitches, we are going to grab our stitch marker, or a piece of yarn in this case. You can use as a stitch marker. I love doing that. And we are going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch around. We're going to do this for rows 6 to 14, or in other words, 9 rows. Whenever I am finished, I will meet you back. All right, so we just finished our 9th row. We just finished, our 9th row, and we are, this is our 14th row. So we finished 9 single crochet around in our 14th row. Okay, now we are going on to our 15th row. And all we are going to do is invisible decrease, which is go through the back loop, pull up a loop, go through the back loop of the next stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Then we are going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then we are going to go through the back loop, pull up a loop, go through the back loop of the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Then we are going to single crochet into the next 3 stitches. We are going to repeat this pattern all the way around until we have a total of 24 stitches. Whenever I am finished, I will meet you back. Okay, so we just finished our 24th stitch. Now we are going on to our next round. And we are going to do an invisible decrease. And then we are going to do 2 single crochet into the next stitch. Single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then we are going to do an invisible decrease. And then single crochet into the next 2 stitches. We are going to repeat this all the way around until we have a total of 18 stitches. Whenever I am finished, I will meet you back. Okay, now we're going to begin stuffing. All right, that's stuffed enough. It's not completely stuffed, but I want to continue to crochet so it doesn't stretch my stitches too much as we go along. Now we are going to do an invisible decrease into the first 2 stitches. And then we are going to single crochet. Oops. See, this is why I don't like stuffing it and then working, but it's gonna get too tight if we don't. And then we are going to single crochet into the next stitch. And we're gonna repeat this pattern all the way around. Whenever I'm finished, I will meet you back. Okay, so now we just finished our 12th stitch, and now we are going to do an invisible decrease into every stitch around. Whenever I am finished, I will meet you back. And whenever you're done, you should have a total of 6 stitches. Okay, so now we just finished our 6th stitch, and all we're going to do is cut off enough, probably about that much string, because we are going to weave in our ends and sew up the hole that is left. Okay, so we just cut off our string, and now all we are going to do is chain 1 and pull through. Now before we close up this little hole that's left, you can see that there is a lot of room to put a bunch of stuffing in. And now that we have it, all the stitches where they need to be, they won't be getting stretched out. So we will be able to poke it in. Okay, now all we are going to do is go through the front loops only. As you can see, it tightens that little hole. Then you can just go through and you can what I like to do is I like to pull the string through where I kind of see bigger holes, because I don't like to see that in my projects whenever it's complete. And I will do this along with when I'm sewing everything else on as well. So I'll do it just right along the surface. As you can see, you see how much it's already taken away all the stuffing look of it. It's super hard to avoid with yarn this thick though. So these are little tricks that I use along the way. Okay, so now to do the arm, we are just going to make a magic ring and place 5 single crochet inside. 1, 2, then we're going to place 2 single crochet in each stitch around for a total of 10. So 1, 2, 9, and 10. Then you are going to do 2 rounds with 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So a total of 20 stitches if that's easier to count. Then you are going to just slip stitch into the first stitch and then chain 1 and fasten off with the tail long enough to sew. Okay, so all we're gonna do is create a magic ring and chain 1 and place 6 single crochet inside. Then we are going to place 2 single crochet into the first stitch, 1, 2, and then 1 into the next. And we are going to repeat this pattern all the way around until we have a total of 9 stitches. Then we are going to place 2 single crochet into the first stitch, 1, 2, and then 1 into the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to place 2 single crochet into the following, and we are going to repeat this pattern all the way around until we have a total of 12 stitches. Then we are going to repeat this until we have 4 rows. So all the way up, you can just count to 48. So 1, 2, 3, and whenever I'm finished with this, I will meet you back. Okay, now we just placed our 48th single crochet. Now we are going to decrease into the first 2 stitches. So that's 1, and then single crochet into the next 2, and we are going to repeat this pattern all the way around until we have a total of 9 stitches. Okay, and then we are going to decrease into the first stitch, and then we are going to single crochet into the next until we have a total of 6 stitches. Okay, then we just slip stitch into the first stitch or the next stitch, chain 1, and then fasten off with the chain long enough to sew. I mean a string long enough to sew. Okay, now that we have everything cut out, we are going to start gluing them together. I'm going to show you how I do a part of it. We're going to start with the eye. I use fabric glue because we're working with fabric. It's designed for this. And a needle to help spread, because I don't need this getting stuck to my fingers while I'm trying to work. Okay, I know this part looks a lot more complicated than it actually is. This is my only second time using felt for my plushies, and I am not someone who's good at cutting out tiny little details like this, and even I was able to do it, so I know you can. All you're going to do is sometimes I use the tip of the glue and sometimes I use the needle. After I get everything glued together and I see a little bit is lifted up, that's when I'll go in with the needle again, and I'll do a little bit more detailing since it's so small and I can't do that with the tip, but it's really just trial and error, but I know you guys can get it. Okay, and then for the mouth, all I did to get this kind of color was I got red felt and then I used brown, just a regular brown Crayola marker, and I markered in on the top just the shape that I needed for the top of the mouth. Okay. Now all we're going to do is place them on the plushie and make sure we like where everything is, how everything is spaced out. A trick that I am using is I'm using the eyes as the feet marker. So I'm making them line up right between his legs like that. And then the mouth is going to be the exact width from as far apart as the eyes are. And then the cheeks, there's a bunch of different pictures of how wide and how like skinny and fat his cheeks are. So just make that to your best judgment in proportion to the eyes and the mouth.